Where do you put the property so it protects the rest of your assets? We're going to talk about a wealth organization chart, which means your trust is at the top. Because isn't your goal, or I guess I should actually ask it this way, is your goal to hold wealth for generations to come? Right? So for some people, especially if you have children, I have a little 3.5-year-old son, my goal is to create an investment plan and a strategy that's held in trust for generations and generations to come. So my goal is not to build this wealth and send it through government probate, right? Is that the right answer? Yes? Okay. So we're going to be building an organization chart for you. So if the trust is at the top, what entity should hold this mammoth structure called your wealth? See, I think there's a big myth. Like when you think about being a millionaire, how many of you want to be a millionaire here? Because we are all about it. John's about it, I'm about it. We know how to do it. We've done it multiple times. So to do that, isn't it interesting that a lot of people think that it's going to come to one personal bank account? Do you know what the government's going to do if it comes to one personal bank account? Half of it's going to be handed over to them on a silver platter. Right? So it's not coming like that. It's going to come through various asset entity protection structures. So we're going to talk about how do you do that in a very, very strategic way. Okay, how do you protect the money as it keeps rolling? Because how many of you know, and you've already been a part of it, when it starts coming, it comes so fast, it's like managing the foundation. Don't you love that? Isn't that fun? It's going to come so fast. So I want you to answer this question. As you think about building, leading, and protecting your real estate business, is it an investment or a business to you? Is real estate an investment or a business, or is it both? And there'll be all answers in this room. So there's no right or wrong. To me, it's an investment on one side because I'm a passive investor in larger units, a lot of the stuff that John's talking about. We have almost 300 units in Oklahoma City, almost $3 million properties that we have in Oklahoma City. So we have nearly 100 units in each of those. So that's much more of a passive game than I'm playing in the larger buy and holds. And I'm running a business called Get Real. Okay, so I want you to really start making some distinctions about your life and your business. Why do you think that's important? A lot of people all put it under their life. Do you know what I'm talking about? What's the danger if you don't start separating it? Right, so you don't know, you're not, I'll say from a business standpoint, what I see when people collapse their business and their life is that if the business isn't profitable, they're unwilling to cut it loose. And what they do, I've seen people go down to bankruptcy because they're not willing to cut it loose. So we're going to talk about revenue modeling. Is when you do decide on your real estate strategy, how do you make sure that you have mapped revenue all the way through, that you're getting what you want? You're getting the rate of return. You're getting the yields that John Childers talked about earlier. Not hoping for them, you're getting them. Okay, so that's mapping a plan for revenue. Are we up for that? Okay, you guys see you're going to roll up your sleeves a little bit? We're going to be working on it. Okay, 7 steps to building a business. And I'm talking in a general sense of when you build a business, because I love entrepreneurialism. Love it, love it, love it. Love building businesses. And in fact, this program, Building, Leading, Protecting Your Business, we're going to be talking about it from the context of how do you build a real estate business. So in general, I believe that your vision is something that's absolutely imperative that you get clear about. We're going to come back through and I'm going to talk about these in detail. It's just an overview right now. So vision is absolutely important. You've got to know where you're going. What's the destination, right? I mean, I'm at a very different point in my career than John Childers is, right? I'm at a very different point in my career. Actually, John Desar and I are more similar in our positions, having families right now, younger families. Strategy, what are the strategies that are going to get you your vision? Okay? Talk about the difference. Revenue modeling. If that strategy doesn't make cash, then don't call it a business, call it a hobby and put it on the shelf. Right? I see so many people wanting to dabble in things and they wonder why they can't get profitable. Okay? Protection. You'll hear me talk about that all the time. Make sure you have asset protection, the right kind of entity structure, and tax protection. We see people so many times in our mentoring program, they'll come in and one strategy session would save them $5,000 to $10,000. Recently worked with a chiropractor, saved them over $50,000 in taxes because they weren't set up accurately. So there's an enormous amount of money that could go towards your wealth building plan that you're paying in taxes because you don't know, you're not set up accurately. Don't you love that? You're going to save so much money by the time you leave. Marketing. We're going to talk about marketing in the context of real estate. We've already started talking about it. How do you get buyers? We're also going to talk about how do you get investors, and we're going to talk about how do you acquire properties. So all three all require marketing and all require sales. Okay, and the last one's leadership. And leadership's not last because it's last in order. Leadership is absolutely critical in all steps and all phases of this, right? Because it's your job to lead your vision. If you're not the one that's leading out loud and really telling everyone your elevator speech about your vision, who's going to do it? So what I find is you care more about your business than anybody else. You care more about your money than anyone else. Would that be true? Yes. Yeah. No one else cares. I always say to moms, I said, nobody cares about your money, just like no one cares about your children as much as you do. That's probably true for you too, right? No one cares about it as much as you. And it's so interesting watching people behaviorally abdicate their money and just pass it off to financial planners, pass it off to different people without leading the rate of returns that they expect.
Tomorrow, we'll look at a strategy that all the financial experts recommend when it comes to creating lasting wealth that stands the test of time and economic turns. We'll see you tomorrow.